welcome to Strength Reversed. It's Amy. Thank you for joining me out on the go. I am trying to get my workout in. I'm procrastinating, and I've been trying to make this video, and I've been having a really difficult time. Is anyone else experiencing intense eclipse goings on? Some energies, some vibes that are just weird and off and intense. I talked to my friend Tracy yesterday, who is very astrology driven, and she reminded me that I am an Aries Rising and all of this stuff is happening in my first house, astrologically. So I'm going to blame everything on that. As an aside, I am sitting in a parking lot staring at a motorhome that has pictures of Marsha and Jan Brady in all of the windows. It's from Minnesota, in case you know this person. Anyway, I have a little rambly rant or a ranty ramble to share. I'm putting this out in the ether on the off chance that anyone is going to create a tarot deck or write a guidebook, and you can take this advice, because I'm usually right. I'm usually that person that I was like, I told you so. I was right and you did not listen. I have a few things that forever have been tumbling around in my mind about tarot guidebooks, deck guidebooks. And the first thing is guidebooks have to be specific to the deck, or just don't make them. They're not helpful if it's just another general glossary of meanings. I realize that everyone has their own perspective and has their own unique take on the cards, but if it doesn't go specifically with the deck that was just created, it doesn't need to be included, because it doesn't add anything. I don't like it when I read a guidebook and I have more questions than answers. There are many generic tarot books on the shelves. We have access to, Google and the internet now. And so we don't need just the traditional meanings anymore. There are so many books out there. I want to know why you created that card in that color with that person and that object. Now, there are a couple of guidebooks that I think are yeses that people should read. And one of them is the Robin Wood guidebook, because she goes into the history of this particular deck, how it came to be, where she got her ideas, how she did this, how long it took her. And every single card has a couple of pages about what is on that card. Every color, every object, every person, the trim along the edge of their jacket is explained, and I am so grateful for that. Not all guidebooks do that, but they should. The other guidebook is The Wandering Moon. Please don't look at me. The Wandering Moon. And this was written by Marion Kirk from Marion K Tarot. It is so just simple and straightforward, which is exactly how the deck is. It's a bit of a minimalist deck. She has, okay, there's 50 people now. She has something that is unique and beautiful that she has written about the card. She has an upright and reversed meaning, and then there's a page talking about the artwork and what glyph is that, and why is that symbol included. And there's nothing extra. There's nothing that doesn't need to be here, and I love it. It's perfect. The second pet peeve that I have is when guidebooks start from zero. And again, there are lots of general tarot books that usually have the history of tarot, and how you pick a deck, and how to care for the deck, and how to choose a card, and the past, present, future 3-card spread. And we just don't need deck guidebooks to start from zero. I think the onus is on the reader to educate themselves and to get the basics. It doesn't have to be all things to all people. Your guidebook doesn't have to be all things to all people, because it doesn't add anything to the guidebook, and all the information in that guidebook should be about that particular deck so we can understand. The third thing that I've noticed in several guidebooks are apologizing for the RWS, or taking little jabs at the RWS, insinuating that it's flawed, that it's insufficient, that it's offensive, that it's just somehow dated, and, you know, dismissing it as that. And I think the presumption, the intention behind that maybe is saying that their deck is somehow updated and better and more open-minded or whatever. But you can't be all things to all people with the tarot deck. If you really need to see specific things in a tarot deck, then there are thousands and thousands to choose from. And I don't like the little snide remarks dismissing the Rider-Waite deck, because that deck is badass. There's a reason why it's still around, and a deck that just riffs off of it shouldn't then poo-poo it. Okay, that's my rant. The car's getting hot. I need to get this workout in, or it's never going to happen. And I need to stop procrastinating and stop looking at this Brady bunch, Marsha and Jan Brady motorhome that's in front of me. Yes, this is happening. Okay, have a great eclipse, and I